The advantage of starting in the front is that there's always guys behind you and there's always a new group to ride with. Yoo-hoo!
Welcome to the UCI Gravel Series, where the everyday cyclist meets the pros and battle it off-road. What if I didn't try winning for once? This is the Gravel 150, 150k gravel race in the Netherlands, and in this race I helped out my friend Bart on his first gravel race.
Hey Bart! Yo, zo snel mogelijk dichtrijden. Anders hang je deze.
I practiced plugging a puncture, and I even stopped at feed zones to fill up and have some food. I basically raced from first to last position. I can honestly say, this is an experience I've never had before.
Took a pee, eating a crantenbol. I still have my emergency banana. Just taking the time to have a pee on a race. It's golden.
So why did I race from first to last position and didn't race to win? Well, 3 weeks before the Gravel 150, I walked away the green jersey at l'étape de Tour, and I got home the next day with a big fever. Turned out I had a bronchitis infection and I was out.
Situation went kind of downhill all week. It's now a full week after the fever started. I went to the doctor twice, bronchitis infection. Now I'm on day 3 of antibiotics. I'm starting to feel better, so hopefully I can get some training in a couple of days from now. So still have to take it very easy.
With only 5 weeks to go till my bigger goal, the Haute Route Alps, I didn't want to stress my body too much. So I decided to take it relatively easy and prioritize recovery and training over this single race.
Good morning guys, we are in Roden, Netherlands, racing my second UCI Gravel Series race today. I think this is probably going to be my biggest mental challenge of the year because I'm actually not racing today. I've just been sick. I had a fever for a week. This is only my first week that I'm training again. Not allowed to race today. Talked to my coach and it's not a very good idea to be going full gas on a 5-hour 150 kilometers of gravel today. So I'm gonna take it easy, but they put me in the Prio box, so I'm actually in the front.
5 minutes later.
Priority box is reserved for pros, very fast amateurs and YouTubers.
Yeah, right, I'm going to take it easy. Well, if you guys know me, that's very, very difficult. And it doesn't make it easier when I'm put in the priority box right in front of over 1,000 people, like 1,000 horses stomping in the stable, ready to go full gas, because everybody on these gravel races, they're crazy, man. The first hour of any gravel race I've competed in is just totally ballistic, crazy fast. And then I'm in the front with the idea that I'm gonna go easy. Well, I didn't go very easy. I just try to stay in the bunch a bit in the first, whatever, like 20 minutes or so. I figured if I stay in the slipstream a bit, then I would still be okay. But I ended up pushing like well over 300 watts for the first 20 minutes, and it was a lot. So I had to kind of pick a moment for myself where I was going to be dropping out of this group, when I was going to be riding my own pace, because my mind, my competitive mind, just tells me to go, stay with these guys, go to the front, go full gas. And my legs feel okay. It's not like I cannot do it. I just know better. I know that it's not smart to do because I had a fever for over a week, and everybody knows that actually training hard and racing with a fever is a 100% no-go. But after the fever is gone, when do you start training? When do you start riding? That's the difficult thing, and I wasn't feeling very you know, energetic still for the weeks before this race. So I just knew I had to take it relatively easy. And then we get to this bridge, and I figured that's probably the proper time to just let it go. It's kind of crazy that this little bridge is in the beginning of a race like that, because it just rips apart the field. And if you're behind like me, you're gonna see what happens. There's such major gaps, and they're basically the end of your race. For me, it wasn't that big of a deal, because right now I was gonna let it go. I was not gonna try to really close the gaps in front of me. But if I would be racing for a place, if I would be racing to get the best results, this would be the hardest time of the race, because now the guys in front are going full gas, 45 kilometers an hour. And when you're behind like me, then you really need to close these gaps, or you will never have any chance of getting back to that first group. So normally I would step on it, close this gap, make sure I would not be riding in the wind. But right now I'm just looking at my power meter. I'm riding on the gravel bike. I still have the Asioma power meter, so I can go by power and just not go too crazy. I was already pushing well over 300 watts, and I figured, okay, this is way too much. So am I just going to freewheel, like noodle all the 150 kilometers and just do it for nothing? Well, no, I've got a few objectives actually during this race, because I really wanted to focus on my fueling strategy. I noticed that I wasn't drinking enough in the previous races, so I was trying to drink at least 750 milliliters per hour during this race. So that was already one big goal I had for myself. Meanwhile, you can see there's groups, you know, overtaking me.
And that's where I draw the line. Look at the gap, and the rest is gone. All these guys are from the first start box, just behind the pre-o box. Super fast riders. Right now it's a mental challenge not to just hook onto one of these groups. I need to take it easy. Hey, mate! Kom. Rustig aan, linksaf. Ja, dat is gewoon kut, hè? Ja, ik zat heel erg achter erin. Je moet zo'n gat zo snel mogelijk dichtrijden, anders hang je de hele tijd erachter. Ja, ik haal het ook niet meer. Ja, laat je terugvallen tot de volgende groepje. Ja. Ja, ik ben al 25 minuten bezig, hè. There's still a long way to go. When you lose a group, that's shit. But you can always wait for the next one. Ga aan de rechterkant blijven rijden. Ja. Haal je daarin. Ja. Ga ik proberen erin te haken. Ja. The previous time I was riding here was during the Veldslag of North, and I had to run. I had to get off the bike and run because my tires were way too hard. Right now I'm on 47 millimeters, 1.3, 1.5 bars, and I can just roll through it. But also it's less dry than back then, so I'm still hooked on to Bart. He's doing pretty good. There goes the next group. This is kind of reversed from, you know, what I did last year at Bartje 200, where I had to start from the back and overtook a lot of riders, you know, jumping from group to group forward. Now I start in the front and I fall back group by group backwards. Look who we have here!
Cola boy.
It's the one and only Cola boy! Hoe gaat het?
Ah, redelijk.
Ja, ik doe een beetje rustig aan vandaag, dus mijn tempo moet je er niet aan optrekken.
Detail.
Here's the first time for everything. Today I'm going to stop at the food point during a race. Kijk eens aan, iedereen rijdt door. Nou, ik ga gewoon even stoppen hoor. Kijk, het is een wedstrijd hè. Dus eigenlijk stoppen we niet bij foodstop.
Nee. Hey, we zijn
Behalve
heel
die
blij
1000 mensen achter mij.
We zijn heel blij dat je stopt.
Maar ik doe vandaag een beetje rustig aan. Dus ik heb mezelf voorgenomen om gewoon wel te stoppen. Nou, en dan kun ik deze mensen ook nog even in beeld brengen. Kijk, allemaal vrijwilligers, doen allemaal hun best. Thank you very much, all the volunteers today that are here at the food point.
Hoeveel grote bak heb jij dan niet?
Nou, hoe langzaam gaat dit kraantje wel niet, mevrouw? Je moet wel blijven drukken, anders gaat het natuurlijk niet vol. Goed zo.
Nou kun je wel verder, hè?
Ja, krentenbollen ga ik niet eten. Op YouTube. Kijk, ik heb hier zo'n ding. Kijk, daar zijn ze voor. De andere kant ook nog heen. Kijk, je hebt hier weer een paar kleppers en dan ga ik gewoon met hun fietsen. Hoppakee. Yo. The advantage of starting in the front is that there's always guys behind you and there's always a new group to ride with. Yoo-hoo. I don't know what happened. I grinded on the edge of the tarmac, and now my front is low. Oh, here. Yeah, there's a little hole. Good. Still running flat, so I have to plug it. Not good. This is really shit to do during a ride, so next time I'll get these plugs in this thing already. This, plug it. Fuck. This is like a triple hole. This may be the end of my race. Fuck. This is the second time ever I'm plugging a tire. Okay. Hope for the best. Empty. Leuk man. Oh, dat is wel heel hard. Okay. Let's hope this will stick. In this race, I even had time to take a pee in the restroom. This is just amazing. Just taking the time to have a pee on a race, it's golden. I've got more issues with my bike. This thing is loose, so I don't know what's up. Even kijken. Wish. Can't really tighten it too much. Shit. Deze ook vullen. Als die leeg is, dan is die leeg. En als de koek op is, dan is de koek op.
Ja, zo is het wel.
Oh, koek is er nog genoeg.
Oh, kijk eens, ja. Nou ik het zeg. Ik zie het. stop ik gewoon lekker mijn zakje zo. 80k in the race. Taking my time. Took a pee. Eating a Crentable. I still have my emergency banana. All good. When I was at the feed zone, you know, another group will pass by, so I'm hooked onto them right now. Another 70k to the finish. You can see these guys have different colored numbers on their backs, so they're from different categories.
A very big difference in this race versus my other races is my nutritional planning. Because I was racing on a far less intensity, I also needed less food. I was riding at a normalized power of around 275, where normally it would be well over 300, so I would be burning way more carbohydrates. So I only planned with around 70 grams of carbs per hour, and the biggest difference was actually the amount of liquids that I was trying to get into my system. I was trying to drink a big bottle every hour, so I needed to stop at the feed zones to fill up. Otherwise, I would never be able to get so much fluid in.
The fact that I'm not racing today doesn't mean that I'm gonna do granny pace all day, you know. We need to keep it going.
Dat is inderdaad snel.
Nee. That was the third and last stop. Very noticeable that a lot of riders are fading. Where like 2 hours ago they blasted past me when I was fixing my front tire. And now I just keep a steady pace and I'm overtaking whole groups. To go, last 20 minutes, we're gonna take it home. Mooi man. Ah. Even though I didn't go full gas, I'm still tired. Very important to always keep something for the end. So I've got my emergency banana, which I can eat now that I finished. Maat! Goed bezig man. Ja, het was weer tof, een strafdagje vandaag. I'll have a look what power numbers I've been riding today, even though I took it easy. First half hour was 340 watts, so it's kind of tough. One thing which is a very big noticeable difference is the glycogen depletion on this ride today is 275 versus the gravel race in Valkenburg. I had like 600, so that really shows the difference of intensity and how hard I was pushing that day versus today. Dankjewel.
Alsjeblieft, het is voor eten en drinken.
Well, I've got the finisher medal, but let's see if I can find Bart. I think he's pretty smashed. Dude! Hoe gaat het?
Diet, man.
Tired?
Yeah, done.
Do you have a result?
Not yet.
Okay.
No.
We found each other after 25 minutes and you already were a bit
Completely empty.
already a bit empty.
Yeah, man. So
To give a bit of a conclusion on this video, since I started talking about, you know, being sick and then trying to prioritize recovery and getting back fit on the bike, ready for another race. In this video, I seem to be quite happy after the race. I actually didn't feel that bad. But the next day, I was completely trashed. I slept horrible and I needed another like 3 or 4 hour nap in the afternoon to catch back up on some sleep and some energy. And in hindsight, it was just a very, very bad idea to still go to this event. I bought my tickets, I planned it out, I had a free weekend, everything was ready to go, so that's why I still went. And I tried to go easy, but still it was a 5-hour effort at pretty good numbers. I'll give you the details in just a sec. And it was still a very big impact on my body. So think twice when you've been sick and when you're preparing for another race.
So total was 4 hours 47 for me, 150k. Average power 256, still pretty good. Normalized 274. So even though I went easy, still a tough ride.